The wife who lived with me and with him at the same time. Hi Reddit, my name is Brian. And this is the story of how I realized I was sharing my marriage with a man I had never met. For years, I thought my wife, Laura, and I were just going through a rough phase. Distance, routine, stress. I kept telling myself that long marriages lose their spark sometimes. I had no idea she was living two lives in parallel. Laura and I shared a house, bills, routines. From the outside, we looked stable. We ate dinner together, talked about work, planned holidays we never actually took. But emotionally, she was never fully present. She was always tired, distracted, glued to her phone. When I asked what was wrong, she said she was overwhelmed. I believed her because believing her was easier than imagining the truth. Slowly, I noticed strange patterns. She had late meetings that didn't match her calendar, weekend errands that took hours, new clothes I'd never seen before, worn nowhere I could remember. She became protective of her phone in a way that felt rehearsed. When I asked questions, she accused me of not trusting her. So I stopped asking. What I didn't know was that while she was coming home to me, she was emotionally living somewhere else. Another apartment, another routine, another man named Kevin. She didn't leave me for him. She added him to her life. With me, she had stability. With him, she had excitement. And she saw no contradiction in that. The truth didn't come from confrontation. It came from exhaustion. One night, she forgot to log out of a shared location app. I watched her drive to an address I didn't recognize, stay there for hours, leave with a smile I hadn't seen in years. When I confronted her, she didn't deny it. She said she didn't want to choose, that she loved us differently, that she thought she could balance both worlds. That was the moment I understood something terrifying. She wasn't confused. She was comfortable. Comfortable lying. Comfortable splitting herself. Comfortable letting me believe I was her only home while she slept somewhere else emotionally. And sometimes physically. I didn't scream. I didn't beg. I just felt empty. Because the marriage hadn't ended suddenly. It had been slowly diluted until there was nothing left but habit. She lived with me. She lived with him. And I was the only one who didn't know. Leaving was the hardest thing I've ever done. But staying would have meant accepting a role I never agreed to play. I wasn't her husband anymore. I was one half of a secret arrangement. And I deserved more than being part of someone else's double life.